I just think we made a mistake, mate. Everyone has reviewed fucking Phantom Menace a million times. No one's going to watch 2 parts of a film everyone already hates.
Welcome to the TheDoorTalks. Our first ever video was Solo.
Yeah.
And we promised, rather foolishly,
You
to watch...
maybe watch this one first. If you have seen if you
don't
haven't
watch-
watched this one, watch this one after.
Yeah.
Just straight away after.
Our sort of promise was, or stupid idea was to watch every single Star Wars movie and rate them against each other. I can't remember what scores for Solo, but we're going to try and put them in order. I'm not saying we're going to watch them in that order.
No, we're going to watch them in that order, I think.
Yeah, the canon order.
Yeah, the canon order.
Yeah, but no, but we're rating them.
Oh, we're rating. Yeah, we're
Not
rating
watching.
them. But I thought you meant we're going to rate them.
Stop making this so hard to edit.
I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
So this week,
We're talking about episode 1.
the Phantom Menace from 1999.
Hype.
Now, the key word for Phantom Menace is hype.
Yeah.
I was 11 when it came out. You were
8.
8. We were probably the right kind of age for the film.
Yeah, 100%. I loved it at the time.
Yeah.
We all loved it at the
time.
Loved it.
So I haven't seen it in its entirety in about 10 years, and I've never seen it on Blu-ray or 50-cent disc.
Have you changed anything with the Blu-ray?
I'm not sure about episode 1. I know some of the other ones.
Yeah, the other
they
two
had little like bits like the language and stuff they changed. Yeah. So it was be English. So yeah, I've not seen it in 10 years. I watched it for first time. Well, first time in a long time.
I'd seen it.
I can't make words.
I'd seen it about 3 months ago, and then watched it again. And yeah, it was. I mean, I'd seen it 3 months ago, so because ITV do them all the time.
Yeah.
So I sort of watched that one day.
I just avoided it like the plague. It was no way near as bad as I remember it being. The movie is 2 Jedis turn up to sort out some trade negotiations involving taxation. Yeah. Within about 2 seconds, they're fighting some robots.
Yeah.
They go down to Naboo.
Yeah.
Meet Jar Jar Binks. Go through the planet core. They get to the princess. They escape to Tatooine. They do some betting on the pod race to get some parts. Then they fly to Coruscant. The movie stops fucking dead because everything else has been like bang, 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 bang. The movie completely stops dead in Coruscant. A lot of chatting, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They go back to Naboo, fight the robots. Yeah. Movie ends.
Yeah.
From rewatching it older and cynical, I was like, it's boring.
When I watched...
But there's not that much political stuff. There is, but it's not as long. You think it's going to be like 45 minutes of talking?
Nothing happens. Like you say, like nothing happens in Coruscant, literally, for so long. It's just they're trying to like place the whole... like all the negotiations and stuff take... like it feels like it takes forever. But really, it takes about 5 minutes because it's just Anakin's training, and so she gets pissed off and goes and gets and comes back and whatever, and goes, oh, I'm going to change everything.
Wait, who's this? Sorry,
Padme.
Yeah.
So she comes back to Coruscant, and then basically changes things up and goes, I'm going to vote for a chancellor, vote for no confidence. Yeah, Laura sort of shit. He gets ousted.
I completely forgot that bit about him getting ousted. I completely forgot who he was or what he was in it like.
Yeah. But Palpatine then goes back in, doesn't he? And then basically, she gets pissed off within about what seems like 5 minutes of the whole thing. So then she goes back to Naboo, where she decides to settle it herself.
Yeah.
Or just they take affirmative action on the Trade Federation who's taken over Naboo at the time.
Yeah.
But it all feels like that happens because it's constantly overlapped with Anakin going and sort of talking to the Jedi Temple.
Yeah,
and it's just so long, that whole part. At the start, loads of lightsabers. It's pretty badly choreographed in my opinion. They got much better with it when Anakin could sort of get a bit, because it's just obviously taking aside from Duel of Fates. The choreography when they were going through when they were going through the droids at the first time, and it was just nyam 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 nyam, and it was just very boringly done when they were going through those corridors in that first scene. But then they had the other lightsaber fight, the sort of duel between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, which was that was a better fight. I would prefer it to have more sort of samurai standing offish sort of shit, a bit more of a setup instead of jump up. And then he's on. So I sort of...
Well, that's kind of jumping to lightsaber fights. But okay, let's hit the lightsaber fights now. Get them out of the way.
Get them out of the way.
So, the thing with lightsaber fights is, yes, on the older films are a bit more static.
But they're better because they've got more strength to them.
Well, they've got strength, but they've got some vague emotions to them.
Yeah.
Even the famous one now, everyone looks back and laughs, is obviously Obi-Wan versus Vader.
Yeah.
Where there's a bit of this, they're kind of waggling about, and then...
But they did that because it was like
it was more.
It was samurai.
Yeah, but
the thing is, it was like trying to work out the positions,
and
that's what George Lucas was going for at the time. I'd say. Sorry,
killing droids because they rarely ever hit. Do they ever hit a stormtrooper with a lightsaber?
Never, ever.
Every time they ever draw one, is something important. Obviously, he cuts the guy's arm off.
Well, he cuts the guy's arm off, but in Return of the Jedi, they have Luke hits a couple of not bounty hunters, but Jabba's men with a lightsaber. And that's the only time you ever see a lightsaber actually hitting a person.
Yeah. In
the first 3 films.
But with the droids, there was, because of, I'm not saying droids aren't people, but because there's no kind of emotion, it's just like...
They have emotion.
Do you know that? Do you know
I do like those droids.
I don't know, they're quite...
I like
the design of them.
I like the design, and I like the Roger thing, because they are a bit stupid. But like, the thing is, I could have handled those droids if there was no Gungans and stupidity with the Gungans.
Well,
sorry, let's stay on lightsabers. Stay on lightsabers.
So, fighting the
Don't talk about Jar Jar.
So, do you know that game at the moment that's on Facebook where you see someone like wearing a VR helmet and they've got like 2 lightsabers going like, cut into the thing? Yeah. That's what reminds me of the droids, where it's just like, nah. And at no point does Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon look vaguely evolved. And it's just like,
I suppose also that's the first time we've seen like lightsabers versus non-lightsabers in because obviously you know how a sword battle goes, but you've never seen a sword battle against a gun.
So going back to the start, there's 2 things in the movie that 3 things in the movie I had no memory of.
Okay.
So the first one is very early on.
Okay.
The Force run, the Force speed.
What?
Yeah, exactly. It's so quick, and I had to pause it. And then after I watched the movie, I then looked into it. Force speed. So they fight some of the battle droids, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
The droidicas turn up, who are cool. Again, there's loads of really cool design in the film. And then they've got shields. So how do they get away from them?
They do the thing with the door, don't they?
No.
Oh, no, that's a different
thing. They force... I'm going to put the thing up now. They force run. So literally, you've got like the shot from here, so you've got the 2 destroyers aiming at the far right corner. It's the door they've just left.
Okay.
And there's a door on one side where they've tried to burn through. And they go... They just force run. It's bizarre. Yeah, because someone's done like a slowed down version. They literally go... Like, really? Do you know, like in Empire Strikes Back, where Luke is in the carbonite thing? Vader knocks him into the carbonite thing, and he goes like... That kind of weird... It's almost like the electric doors. You know how the doors always look that funny thing. They force it. Because after I looked into it, and I was like,
weird.
What? And I was like, yeah, they force it. Because then later on, you're like... With the other lightsaber battle, with those doors,
everyone's jumping up. Oh yeah.
Why did he tries to run through the door?
Well, why don't you just force run it?
Yeah, exactly. Because I never noticed the force thing, and now that's all I think
still
about.
not noticed the force thing.
The other part
I've watched that film a lot.
In the pod racing was a bit where I know his pod keeps breaking,
but
there's one bit where one of the whole sections, I'm going to probably use this and be really loud, but one of these whole sections, this bit rips off. This is on Anakin's pod.
Oh yeah.
And so he's basically got 2 engines, but one they're kind of only connected by electricity, and his thing's like spinning around, and he has this like a pole with a magnet on it. So he's like driving at 1 billion miles an hour, and he kind of like goes. I had no memory of this.
So weird. And also that would pull his arm off.
Yeah, and then he kind of grabs it. But while he's driving, he doesn't slow down. And then he goes like, puts it back on. And I thought, that's such a weird look.
That's a weird thing to happen. Like, so much stuff has happened on your
He's already had loads of other things.
Loads of other things
like
that happened.
Fire and...
Did he not have those little droids, those little... like
pit droids?
I mean, why did they not have one of them just to sort of throw at the front and just sort of be on there like,
it's so bizarre. It just seemed... I was like, what's this? And then one other thing was just that guy, the no confidence guy, that English actor, I can't remember his name. Do you know where... Palpatine takes over. They have the vote.
Oh,
no confidence. That guy had no memory of him.
I thought you meant the actor just had no confidence, and I did not believe him.
But apart from that, everything else. But yeah, the force run, and I was like, why is there no force running?
A couple of things that I didn't remember was the start after that first battle when they go back to Naboo, and I just like the whole that Jar Jar scene. I never used to remember that as a kid, and how they initially met Jar Jar. That's just one thing that was completely blocked out of my mind, weirdly.
What do you mean? Sorry, when they first meet him?
Yeah, when he says, yeah.
Oh, no, because I remember the Staps. It had Staps.
But I just don't. I could never remember.
They're running away from droids, and then like Jar Jar literally is like running the other way, and he gets caught on Qui-Gon. But okay, I'm trying to jump around too much. So okay, they meet the Gungans. To be honest, I was really worried, especially on Blu-ray, about the CGI.
Yeah,
a lot of it. Because there's a few documentaries about it where, because I originally thought that everything was CGI, virtually every single thing, but there's a lot of it where they've had like miniature sets.
Not, isn't it? Is he?
So when it came out, no, now he's CGI. That's one thing that changed. So in the theatrical version, he's a puppet. Okay. But loads of it was
yeah.
they made miniatures.
Yeah.
So loads of Naboo is a miniature, and then they just put stuff in. So some of it still holds up. There's just certain bits. If it's all CG, it looks fine. There's certain bits like with Jar Jar where he's like running next to them in the woods, but he just looks like he's stuck on the front.
Yeah.
And like he's just.
He's
not there. He doesn't have like it was 1999.
The thing is, he was seriously early. Like he was like one of the first.
Was it before Gollum?
Well before Gollum. He was like they used the technology in Jar Jar for Gollum. So that's quite cool. Like before,
loads of it looks alright. There's certain bits you like.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bit dodgy.
You know, when I was a kid, I really liked Jar Jar. Let's not talk about Jar Jar. Let's not make this whole thing.
Everything's been said.
But everything's been said about Jar Jar.
He still adds. All I'd say is he adds nothing.
No, he doesn't add anything, obviously. But he adds, aside from as a kid, comic value. I liked the scenes where Jar Jar gets his tongue fucked up and stuff like that. But as an adult, I would replace the Jar Jar scenes with Darth Maul going and tearing up Mos Eisley, tearing up fucking and tearing up Tatooine.
Instead of waiting for his fucking
Instead of waiting for his thing and just his balls come over, and just go, they're there, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm off now.
Yeah, why is he just hiding?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's just in the middle of the desert, just chilling out, and then but you just go, okay, right, well, I'm gonna go and fucking just go around and just be like, right, Watto was seen with someone or like with something like that, and then maybe, and then you can talk about Anakin, and you can say that they picked up an unusual boy to Palpatine, and it'd be like the boy. I have sensed him, and then he would be like, "Oh shit!" and it'd be like, So I basically, I feel like with the way that Deadpool's gone, right, and the fact that they've got Darth Maul back a little bit after Han Solo, right? Why don't they just do some scenes like that? Take out the Jar Jar and do a new fix. No, not all of Jar Jar, just the stupid Jar Jar bits that don't add to the story. Take out the Jar Jar bits. Put in Darth Maul tearing up fucking Tatooine. Make Darth Maul seem so much cooler because really you don't see Darth Maul do anything aside from just stand there. I think that's half the reason
why he's the most well remembered because he doesn't have saying shit lines. Because he's only got about 4 lines.
Well,
Tatooine's vastly densely populated or something.
Yeah, and
finally reveal ourselves.
Yeah,
that's it.
We will get our revenge. Yeah. Just like that's not your revenge, But never mind.
Who's his revenge? Yeah,
that's the thing.
Who's Palpatine's revenge? I don't understand.
But I think his revenge is obviously because he was chilling with Darth Plagueis, wasn't he?
Yeah,
but it's sort of like, so I can kind of understand his revenge, but maybe Darth Maul's just like, because I'm a Sith now. But it doesn't feel like he was around when the fucking Sith were around.
So what's the quickest way through the planet?
What do you mean?
What's the quickest way?
Wait.
On Naboo, what's the quickest way to travel?
Well, probably through the hole.
Through the planet core?
Is that what it is?
Now, they go, the only reason Jar Jar's in the movie, first they find Jar Jar, think he saves his life, they go to Gungans, he goes, here's a Gungan, a bongo, whatever it's fucking called. It's called like a bongo.
Ship.
Yeah, it's called like a bongo.
It's a really cool ship. The concept behind the Gungans is really cool.
The city looks really good.
Yeah,
Brian Blessed does his old funny weird noises. But the only reason they take Jar Jar...
like this.
He does that too many times.
Yeah,
he does it twice, and that is too many times.
Yeah.
But the reason they take Jar Jar out... Because originally they're just going to take him back, get the bongo, and fuck off. And they go, no, you need to go for the planet core.
Yeah.
So they need Jar Jar to lead them through the fucking planet core. Why the fuck are the droids... Where have they landed? Because they come with the droids. They still on a droid ship. So why the fuck have the droids gone, the other side of the world? Is Naboo here? And
that is weird.
That's the only reason Jar Jar's in it.
Yeah. That.
It's just fucking stupid.
So back off Jar Jar, I'd just say...
that's it for Jar Jar. He's just what he is. He was a mistake. He's not the worst mistake ever made, but he's just...
I never... Also, just quickly, I love that red ship at the start. That's one of my first things that I really like when I was watching it because I always love the ships.
It's like a blockade road.
It's basically it's like a really
Something called
no, that's a hammerhead Corvette. But but essentially it's a bit like it's like an older and more. I don't know. It's a cooler version of the one from the original.
Yeah, the woman pilot is from The Commitments, which is probably a film you don't remember. The song Mustang Sally.
Yeah,
she's also in Pulp Fiction.
The
ones with all the when Uma Thurman ODs.
Oh,
you got the girl with all the shit in her face. Yeah. And he goes, who's the girl with all the shit in her face? That's my wife. The other woman, she's like Scottish.
Okay.
Anyway, she's the pilot. I never noticed that.
That's interesting.
It's not really interesting, but it was one of those things that just completely passed me by.
I never really liked Qui-Gon Jinn.
Okay.
He was like, to me, as a kid, I was watching him and I was just like, he's this old guy. He didn't have any coolness to him. And then obviously, I watched, what's his face? Obi-Wan probably being the same character. But to me, Qui-Gon, as a kid, I really wasn't into him.
He's just a stern... The thing is, you've kind of got the thing...
Like, Obi-Wan's funny.
But you already know a bit about Obi-Wan, so you've always got that bit where you think you've got some kind of history to him. Even if it's his future, you kind of have some sort of connection. Yeah. No. You know about his future.
Yeah.
So there's some kind of connection, whereas Qui-Gon is like, well, I've never heard of this guy before.
Yeah.
And he's just a bit stern. He's not fun. But it's like, he doesn't offer you anything.
But yeah, that's the thing. So he's quite stern. He's got his passion, and obviously you need to sort of see that, because you need to see how passionate he is about Anakin, so you sort of believe in it himself. But you know already that Anakin's going to be Darth Vader.
There's no one in the whole film. No one's... Okay, who are you rooting for in the movie?
Like, that's the thing.
There's
it's
no
weird.
one.
Aside from Obi-Wan, I'm always rooting for Obi-Wan because he was my favourite character in it. But you are rooting for Anakin, and it's weird because you want to see how it happens. Not in this film particularly.
Yeah, exactly. In this film, forget the rest.
Okay. But in this film, you're not really rooting.
So, like, the last film we did was Solo, which, well, let's not compare him yet, but just as a character, people might not like Solo, the character. Sorry, what his name is? The guy playing Han Solo.
Aldrich.
But I was kind of on his side. I was like, I could be him, I think. Well, he's a bloke. He's just getting on with things. You're with him. You're rooting for him. Whereas this one, there's nobody I cared about.
No, Padme. You root for Padme.
No, but what is she?
Well, I don't know. I liked her.
I'm not saying she's a bad person, but what's
you rooting for the Jedi? I don't know. I get what you mean. They're really thinking about it. Like,
what I mean is I can't relate to anybody.
But I don't.
Maybe when I was very little, I might have thought maybe I could be Anakin. I quite like the pod race. I thought maybe if I had a pod race, that'd be cool. But I can't relate to anybody.
No, I get what you mean there.
I was going to say Darth Maul then. Darth Maul's quite... I don't know, he's just...
You're not rooting for him, though.
No, but when I'm watching it, I'm kind of thinking, what's he going to do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm drawn to him. I'm drawn to...
There's no badass scenes.
Yeah. Well, he's got a good fight at the end. But I'm drawn to it.
I need to take... Can we just take away Duel of Fates from this conversation? We're not talking about Duel of Fates, and we need to just take it away and just put it somewhere, and we'll talk about it later. But when we're discussing the film, we're not talking about Duel of Fates because nothing in that film applies. Nothing in our review applies to Duel of Fates.
Duel of Fates
because Duel of Fates is really perfect.
I had the CD album of that.
Yeah.
Sorry. So again, we're jumping on loads, but the music throughout is very, very good.
Yeah.
I had it on full blast on TV. The music, the sound effects, the pod racing sound effects are fucking Suburban's. Suburban's like and then goes to and then Anakin's is like more like a little Formula One car.
Sort of thing,
I like the pod racing. It's cool.
You like the pod racing a lot, but you got into the pod racing game, didn't you?
Yeah, the game really helped. I saw a pod racer. But it's just a cool fucking idea.
It's a really cool idea, but it takes so much out of it. I want to see something else. I want to see some action going on because there's really no action throughout from that first part, aside from Qui-Gon jumping around until the Duel of Fates, which we're talking about later, which isn't to do with it.
Plot-wise, though, as I say, it wasn't as bad as I remembered it.
No.
And the plot, it's a bit boring. But so it kind of all makes... It's not that stupid. Like,
no, it makes sense.
It kind of all just makes sense in its own world.
It's something that, it is... But I think it's like a bit of a play on, like...
It's kind of coherent, but it's just a bit...
Do you think it's a bit of a George Lucas sort of going, we still don't like tyrants? This is how easy a world can be manipulated, and it changes everything.
It just does it in a...
Yeah. Did you read the... this was the first time I've read the scroll. Right, the scrolling text across the front.
Oh yeah,
this is the first time I've actually read it because obviously as a kid you never fucking.
I tried to make very quick because it was taxation on trade.
It's so boring.
Yeah, shipping stocks in the boot.
Paragraph is completely boring, and it goes, "They've dispatched 2 Jedis."
Yeah,
that's all you need to know. We're going, and it's like, right, well, fucking hell, it was incredibly boring that first thing. It essentially just sounded like a fucking like American history with the Senate has deployed blah 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 blah. Aside from Jedi,
Brian Gallagher that's one of the commitments. A thing I noticed, which I don't have noticed before, is Naboo looks fantastic. I like the design of Naboo. I think it's cool. I like the ships. I think it's just a cool design.
The ships made no sense to me as a kid because the ships are they were too pristine for. Because I was always looking at X-wings, but I know. But nowadays, that's the thing. Like now, but the reason why Star Wars is so good is because it's not lived in.
Everything's battered.
That's the thing, but it's really lived in. Yeah. But those Naboo bits were.
Like
but then again, it's a high class area. It's a high class area.
Opulent, beautiful. Like every single room is just.
And these are like the fighters that would the Queen would literally has out there. Like those are in her personal hangar in the thingy. Those are the posh ones.
But there was no people in Naboo. There's no people till the end. You're like, well, people are dying. Because I know it's a bit of a trick. It's like, because when they go to Tatooine, they're trying to get them to come back. And it's like, they keep sending signals, holograms going, you need to contact them because they're trying to track them. People are dying. But, okay, maybe they're lying about people dying. But at least, where are these people? They only show up at the end.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like they're at war.
No, but in that main square, there was no war.
There was no people.
There's no. Where are all the warriors? Not the warriors. I mean, the soldiers that literally are there. Like,
you see about 20 people.
Yeah, there's loads of people. But
there's some pilots who
maybe they're hiding
ships.
away because it's a coup or something. Maybe the Trade Federation's already taken over and killed. There was a huge battle beforehand, just before we got there.
Why?
Maybe that's where all they've.
What are the Trade Federation like trading with people? What are they trying to stop? Why I don't get it.
Just like a route, so they're trying to control a certain.
But then
route.
no one's going to trade with them. I don't get.
No, because they're still it's all illegal shit. Like there's always going to be someone to buy.
To me, it would make more sense if they were just like, "Hi, we've got loads of ships. We're going to take over Naboo. We just want it for ourselves for its reason." Because I imagine it's got amazing resources. It was based like in Earth.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense. Oh shit, do you? I'm Darth Sidious. I'm going to help you with that.
Yeah.
Story.
But the thing is, he's a Naboo person.
Yeah, but the whole film was
he comes from Naboo, doesn't he?
He just wanted it so.
Too many people come from the two planets.
Yeah, the whole thing was he wanted a piece of paper to be made legal. It's like we needed to legalize this invasion. Yeah. That was the story. But then Darth fucking Sidious later on with electric hands are like, no.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a. Yeah, we doesn't give a fuck about if it's legal. It's like, I need to get this signed at the DMV.
That's how you get in. That's how you get in. He was already in, and he could corrupt things from within for that 20 years.
It felt.
20 years
very labour because it's a film for kids. It's like aimed at 8 to 10 year olds.
It makes no sense. Like, why are we not having
scenes? Are like, who are they for?
Yeah,
I'm really confused.
It's really I completely get it. The Jedi Temple. It was really nice seeing all the Jedi, and I really think it's quite important to the whole film. The other two is when you see all the Jedi, like all the ones like Mace Windu and all that shit.
I really like Mace Windu. Going back to him,
he's got
a bit of weight to him as well.
Yeah.
He seems serious.
Yeah, no, he's cool. He's really duty. And then
who's the guy you said? Kit
Fisto, the guy with the dreadlocks, but he's like green. And then you've got
who's the kind of guy with the long
Mundy, I think.
Okay. They're in all as well.
And then you've got like female Yoda in there and stuff, like also sitting like sort of like
like a yaddle or
it's so weird. Yeah. The one that I watched, I can't remember which. Yeah, anyway.
I feel like we might have watched this at the cinema together at some point.
I think maybe we did. Yeah. I think definitely we probably did.
Like McDonald's
no, definitely. Sitting on the seats like this. Something really interesting. If Qui-Gon, right, do you remember that scene where Qui-Gon's sort of chatting to Obi-Wan and sort of going, right, the Jedi Temple won't let me train him, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Right, but I'm going to do it anyway. How, do you think that would be like the birth of the Grey Jedi? Because if you think about
the mix, I don't know that.
They're the mix of like the sort of like taking the light and the good.
Yeah.
But like that's sort of like the balance. So he could have been the balance. But if Qui-Gon hadn't have died, right? Obi-Wan, you still got to train Obi-Wan. You still got to do the Jedi Temple. But Anakin's just this guy who sort of hangs around, watches everything, and then later on he could literally be popping up with fighting Count Dooku and Darth Sidious after like I don't know really but like the whole thing would have changed if Qui-Gon had lived because he would have basically gone on training him. Anakin would have been trained by just Qui-Gon, not have all that shit from Darth Sidious and not like because he wouldn't be seen by anyone. He'd be Qui-Gon's little secret fucking pet. Not pet, but you know what I mean. He'd be essentially like Qui-Gon's little side project.
That's kind of wishful thinking, but I know what you mean.
But you know, it would have changed. It would have changed everything because Sidious would never have got involved. Anakin wouldn't have become annoyed with the Jedi Temple of being all like super strict about things because he would be like, I'm here to explore my dark side as well. Because he wouldn't have to be repressed all the time. And I feel like that's the base rule of these things is just. You can't just be one person. You can't just not love anything, but yet be having to care about everything and not be angry about anything and just be completely at peace with everything. You're not allowed any sort of you're not allowed any sort of emotion because you're a tool. Whereas I feel like there is like. I don't know. There's
I don't know.
There's hope in a bit of both.
The problem is because it's a prequel. It was like a list of right. They're gonna have to die. They're gonna have to die. They're gonna have to die.
Yeah, but Qui-Gon didn't have to die that early. That early, you could have died. You could have died in Attack the Clones.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. But then you've got so many more. You've got too many lightsabers.